But boom. I think the last segment we're going to end with is Protect Your Light. And if you guys don't know, Protect Your Light is a business that I started. It's not only like motivational merch, but it's also I'm writing a bunch of lessons so that potentially it can go into public speaking. If you're not following the Instagram account, I post motivation and positive quotes on there every day. But I want to get it to a point where it's a little bit more custom. You're hearing from me more. And this podcast is a great time to do it because now I can actually have a platform to say some of these mini lessons, and then I'll probably elaborate them on the Protect Your Light page. So Protect Your Light today, I just wanted to talk about the power in sort of believing in yourself, but more than that. So it's not so, believe in yourself. It's really about believing in your process. So everybody has a process and it's different. We were just talking about God. If you are spiritual, you probably believe that everybody has the universe working for them in some type of way. And what's meant for you isn't meant for everybody else. And social media connected us in such a way that, thank you, Organized Mess. That's dope. What? Hilarious. I can't even read that out loud. What's it called? Damn, that comment completely threw me off. That's hilarious. So, okay, the process. Social media has made us believe that it connected us in a way that we believe that, something happens to one person at a certain age or time or whatever, that, it's like I just talked to a lot of people that are like, why not me? You know what I mean? I've been feeling that. I felt that before as well. And you have to trust your process because it's like, I was the person who was like, me and my friends in high school were really ambitious and we were all on some, we got to be millionaires before we're like 21 type of stuff. And it's like, you see that happen and you think that should have been your path or something like that, but it's not. It's just not. You know what I mean? My favorite example is Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is one of the most prestigious A-list actors, and he did not get a chance until he was 54. So you could tell by his skill set that he did not start acting at 50. He didn't just get into it late. He's probably been acting his entire life. And he didn't have his moment until he was 50, which means he was probably acting for over 30, 20 years before he got his break. And he had to trust that process. He had to think, I don't care. This is what I'm doing. This is what I was meant to do, regardless of how long it takes. You know what I mean? That is something that he had to wholeheartedly believe. He had to believe in himself, and he had to believe in his process. So my lesson is to just be a better coach to yourself. You have to talk to yourself in a more positive way and cheer for yourself. You know what I mean? For once, because we don't talk to ourselves like that. Our inner head is rarely the inner voice in our head is rarely positive to us. You know what I mean? Like, it's usually like, don't do that. You're not gonna be good at it. People are gonna laugh at you if you do that, blah, 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 blah. It's usually like, it's weird. Like, the voice in our head is almost our biggest hater because we think that everything that we do is, going out on the ledge and nobody's going to fuck with it, or it's not going to be anything. But you really have to start coaching yourself and being like, yo, you wake up and be like, what are we doing today, man? You the shit. Like, let's get this. That's why I started doing that aggressive positivity thing. Cause it was just like a way to cut through the corniness of it, because we think that bigging ourselves up. That's why when I even said, believe in yourself, it seems corny because we don't talk to ourselves like that. We don't treat ourselves that way. And if you just made the decision to be a better coach in your own mind and be like, yo, do that. You would be so good at that. You can look at everybody who's doing that. You'd be better than that. You know what I mean? Like, if your inner voice was talking to you about that for everything, you know what I mean? Regardless of what it was, creating content, working out, going to school, doing stuff at your job, doing stuff outside of your job for yourself, doing stuff with friends, stuff with relationships. Like if you were your own biggest fan and a better coach for yourself and stop talking to yourself so negatively, it's surprising. Like that small advice that I gave, I hear people coming back and like, yo, that was such an easy thing to say. It was almost like, it's almost like I'm not even really doing anything by telling you guys this, you know, like it's really just a small realization that can lead to so many healthier habits for you. You know what I mean? It's really a way to be healthier, to just talk to yourself like the same way you coach your friends on and motivate them. You got to like reverse that and bring it back to you. Cause you know, it's crazy how many people I have to remind that they're doing a really good job. Like there's so many people who don't have a proper support system. Like I'm so lucky I have my parents, you know, like every time I talk to my parents, it's always just like, what are you doing? Like what you been doing? Oh, that's dope. Blah, 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 blah. Like I've been following you. I've been watching you. You know what I mean? Like I have a really, really great support system and not everybody does. And it's like, I just have to recognize that some people just aren't really told to their face that they're doing a good job. They're not told to their face that they're killing it. You know what I mean? I've literally been, whether it's through messaging from people who follow me or people that I actually know that I'm sitting next to, they'll just be like, man, I got to do this. And it's just like, I'm fucking up, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you kind of are doing all that stuff. Like you did this, like you're kind of killing it. And they're just like, damn, like one particular example I remember, they were just like, yeah, I guess I don't really like ever think about the good things that I do. Or I don't really ever like think like that. It's always what I'm not doing. It's always what I'm doing poorly. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a really easy thing to fix and it'll make your life so much better. It's really just about being a good, it's really just about being a good coach for yourself. And I'm sorry, I moved away from the chat to look at sort of like my notes, my bullet points. And okay, cool. You guys are said man's here trying to give me mental guidance and y'all trying to fuck. Hey, I mean, shoot your shot when you can, I guess. Okay, so Tashia Adams said, I literally covered the same topic on Facebook before. We expect so much so early without realizing we still have time. Yep. Between us thinking that we don't have time to do some stuff, or it's like, man, I'm only 19 and I ain't a billionaire. Like, you gotta be realistic. You know, obviously that's possible. And that is some people's path, but it's not most people's. And most people have to go through the moves. You know what I mean? Some people just have to go through the motions. And some people, it's easier than others. Some people are blessed enough to do one thing and be through the roof. And some people have to climb and climb and climb and climb. One thing that I also heard was that people who shoot straight to the top in their field, obviously sometimes can't stay there because they don't know all the intricacies of everything. They got the audience before they were ready for it. So if anybody's sort of like working, and Tory Lane said it best. He said there are some people who do one thing and go up here, and then there's people like me who have to kind of do this, and this. But we're building and we're building, we're getting better and we're getting better, so that by the time we are here, not only do we stay, we are remembered and helping the field that we're in, regardless of what it is. I'm not just talking about specifically like related to the stuff that I do. So yeah, I just really want you guys to go through the weekend. And just the rest of y'all life, just kind of like talking to yourselves better, and check yourselves when you're not, because I don't even think it registers to us as negative when we're just like, don't do that, you're trash. Like we're just like, that's just how I think. But it's like, no, that's how that little fucking asshole in your head thinks. So if you, that's hilarious. I just read the voice in your head is an asshole. That's right, Roy. But yeah, we are our own biggest enemies. And if we get ourselves out of the way, it'll be so much easier to just get, Jonathan 3:16 on, well, that's a Bible verse. I meant like, Daddy Paul 4:58, who's in your comments saying you trash. Like, it's so easy to deal with that stuff once you're okay with yourself and motivating yourself. Because, you know, like I said last week, a lot of times we make this thing and then put it out without having an opinion on it. But if we just took the extra time to be like, this is what it is, it's super dope, or this isn't my best work, blah, 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 the opinions about it kind of come and go. You know what I mean? Hey, Emily Ramsewer, I appreciate that. So glad you dare doing your own channel. Happy I still get to see you on my YouTube feed, sending good vibes. Appreciate it. You sent more than good vibes, and that's super dope.